What up? What up? What up? What up? Y'all love talking shit about me. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Now listen. This is the special. This is the special. This is the special one. All right. Man, whatever y'all, whatever questions I got, man, we're gonna do this for an hour. Right. We're gonna do this for an hour. Whatever questions y'all got, I'm answering every question honestly for an hour. I'm answering everything for an hour. All questions for an hour. Um, let's see. I may call in. Listen, if y'all want to call in, go ahead and call in, man. If y'all got any questions, right? Any questions that y'all got, go ahead and call. Go ahead and ask your question. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Yeah, it's only 11. It's only like 12 people on the Patreon, right? It's only 12 people on the Patreon, so it's not like you can. It's not like it's a whole gang of people who gonna be in this live stream or whatever. So, well, those 14. Those 14 people. Let me see here. Yeah, like a bunch of people be afraid to call in. A bunch of people be afraid to talk because they don't want to talk in front of everybody. But everybody who is here, for the most part, these are the true blue people. The people who are here, man, these are the true blue people. These are the folks that really need to know. So, do y'all got any questions? Again, the number right here is on the screen. I would really like to know, with all of the charges that Rob has, is it a reality that he can be all of this? He could beat. Do you mean beat all of it and come in? Do you mean beat all of it, Rhonda? All right, yeah. You would call in from a block number. You're the only person I've called in. Yeah. Miss Fat Fat, how you been here since 2018? The case, and the case didn't come to 2019. God damn, boy. I'm one of those ones that don't like to talk in front of everybody. Okay, this ain't everybody, Rhonda. This is 4 motherfuckers. This is a shit. This is a goddamn Sunday dinner, Rhonda. This is a Sunday dinner. All right, it's 4 motherfuckers here. You hear me? That's it. That's all. But is there a reality he could beat all these charges and come home? Yeah, it's a reality that he could beat all of these charges. Hold on. Okay. Miss Fat Fat. There you go. I'm a call.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm calling RDS. Hold on.
Your call. Please try again. Call.
Oh, let me go to another means. I see. I'm gonna call RDS. And then I'm gonna call. This is RDS who we got.
Okay, you misunderstood me.
Okay.
What I meant is the reason I'm over here is because I don't like talking in front of a lot of people. That's why I came over here when you first announced it, because I don't like talking to all the people in the chat because I don't know who in there and who made Twitter put up. So that's why, that's what I meant by I didn't like to talk in front of a lot of people. You said that.
Right. I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Now, you hear me okay? Because I'm a truck driver, so a lot of times I do be listening and watching, but I can't do nothing because I can't be getting on $1,200 tickets trying to make a comment.
Listen, I got a CDL my goddamn self, so I know them little penalties made a nigga stop truck driving. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You ain't got no feedback, do you?
It's a little bit of background noise, but we're gonna have to work with it.
Okay. I can take it off. I don't know, the truck is the motor make a lot of noise.
Yeah, shit. Listen. I used to drive them goddamn things myself. Shit burn up your meat. You heard me?
Oh yeah, I've been driving 20 years. Best job you could ever have. But ain't nobody tell you what to do, and you get to see the world they pay you for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I was wondering, because as I've been following this, and I come to Chicago every time they have court and everything, but I just like they keep piling stuff up, and I didn't want to really say it out loud because I didn't want to make it a reality. But I just wonder, with all of them charges, last time you only had 12 charges. This time, it's charges everywhere in different states and different cities. So I just wonder if there's a reality that, there's some way he actually, going to beat all this and actually be able to.
Yeah, see, so here's the thing, right? So with a gang of the shit that they are charging Rob with, they can't make that shit stick. That's the reason why you see Azriel out here doing all of this stuff so that she could try to make it stick. See, what they have hit him with is the Mann Act, right? And the Mann Act is a law that should have been abolished because, again, the world was a lot simpler when they first enacted the Mann Act, right? Now, if you watch the movie Pimps Up, Hoes Down, or American Pimp, any of those documentaries that had came out in the early 2000s and stuff, then those documentaries they gave a lot of those pimps the Mann Act, right? Because you was trafficking young hoes from city to city to city, state to state to state, all of that, and go forward, right? So, but with them, they gave him the Mann Act to essentially say that he was pimping them, and all they bought was pussy and ass when they showed up with, and all they left with was some of his money, some of his clothes, fake titties, pussy and ass. Period. So that is what they are attributing the Mann Act. That's what they are calling the Mann Act. But as far as with what they are saying, all of these racketeering violations, right? First off, a motherfucker that can't read, right? Because he only read on a 7th grade level. Somebody that only write on a 3rd grade level. How are you gonna prove that this person was a RICO enterprise?
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, like when we really look at it, right? We really go through when we really get into the nuts of what makes this case a case. You're gonna have a hard time proving any of this stuff. You're gonna have a harder time proving that Robert did it. So,
okay, and I was gonna say, the RICO Act, you have this name, this name, this name. There's not usually just one person, you know what I mean? So that kind of threw me. And earlier, when you talked about the motion that Greenberg filed, and if you go back on my Twitter page, when she was the one to visit him when it first came out that she was, Jane Doe number 5 or whatever, I actually questioned that. I said, how can she? I was actually questioning that she was actually in the indictment. So I was thinking, how can she be indicted but still be allowed to go visit him and talk to him and everything? Because if you are a victim, who goes and visits their accuser and talks to their accuser or whatnot? So, I don't know. That just, I don't know. I thought that was odd. That he must have always known she was in there.
Yeah, he knew that she was in there. That's what it says, right? But additionally, what it also says is that so basically Azriel got into the indictment through her parents, right? It's no secret that Angelo is a snitch. You can't get all of them different charges, right? And then you can't, in no world do you get 100 damn charges. And you still be walking around.
Your parents cannot press charges on you. She had to go in there and talk to the Fed. Your parents can't do that. You have to do that.
That's not 100% true. That's not 100% true, because it's different things that you can find as a result of an investigation. But there's also some things that you find through the course of interactions and all of that. And a lot of stuff that they were finding, they had found it as a result of an investigation. You understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying. Okay, when you say, let me give an example. So, say she sent things to her parents from her phone. Her parents could use that to make a charge on you?
Yeah, because basically what happened is that you had Surviving R. Kelly kick off. And a lot of this stuff, they are taking these people at face value. Then, because the way that this stuff was brought about, right, was through the result of an investigation, right? So through their investigation, what they found is that these women are not credible. None of these women are credible. None of them are credible. None of them are who they say that they are. But by that time, you done put all of this is supposed to be a slam dunk case. A bunch of people who trying to make their name say, hey, come on and take this case. Well, I got away from saying this, but I used to say this all the time. The burden of proof is the beyond a reasonable doubt. That means that you have to, if it's a shadow of a doubt in the mind, the jury cannot convict. If it's a shadow of a doubt in your mind, you cannot convict. Period. You can't convict the person. So when you look at it, when you look at what's said, what's alleged, everything, then it harbors doubt, right? It immediately draws doubt. At very least, can we agree that what these people say and what they have presented shows doubt, right? Do we agree on that?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So now, since it shows doubt, then you have the burden of proof, right, is beyond a reasonable doubt, right? Now, Asriel says that she's a victim, right? She say that she's a victim, right? And see, we on the Patreon. I love this Patreon shit because we can really get into we can really, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take some liberties today that I wouldn't take, you know what I'm saying, if we were just on the live stream. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take some liberties. So let me take this stream yard. So we'll go over here. All right, all right. Okay. All right, y'all. Hold on. I had to come back to my other screen real quick. All right. So
I can't see what you're doing anyway.
yeah. So basically, right. So let's see here. Now go to YouTube. At the very least. So, okay. Okay, so now, when you let's see. Alright, so let's see. You know what? Let me go find my goddamn. Let me find my audio.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Don't forget my other question either, because I just want to know if he knew she was in it, why would he continue to, whatever.
because it's two types of investigation, right? So you can find out two things during the investigation, right? Now, you can find out information that is bought as part of an investigation, and you can find information that's bought as part of somebody gave you testimony. They found information that was bought as part of an investigation. So remember, the burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. Now you see right here, she got cheek fillers, right? She got Botox or what have you. You see cheek fillers, Botox. She might have had a little nose work done, but you see at the very least she got cheek fillers, she got Botox.
Yeah.
And this motherfucking chin out of this world. So let's look at this. The burden of proof, hold on. The burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. Remember that, right? The burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt, right? So, all right, so let's check this out, right?
I'ma show you how to leave a nigga real savage. If he's playing with another bitch, I already know she gotta be average. Playing bitches, you still really trying to use people as leverage. Your ass got one more time to try, then a bitch raising habit. Them games you running on them, I'm running on you. Now I'm lavish. You wish you seen the answers out of your words, that's the status. You know I'm wifey, said I'm spicy, and you know I'm feisty. I ain't keeping secrets for a bitch and nigga that don't like me. You really hurt you sitting there with something you don't even love. And niggas here don't test me cause you still will be a dub. I need something you lacking, and it's been that way for a minute. Now watch me running up, see I don't bubble, watch me pivot.
Alright, so based on that, do you think that that's enough to doubt Asriel?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think based on just about everything she's done and said, is enough to doubt her, because I mean you go on national TV and confess your love and all this stuff, and then 2 months later it's a different story. So I think just about everything she's done is enough to make people doubt her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So again, remember the burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt, and if she's in the investigation, she didn't ask to be in the investigation, right?
Right.
If she's a subject if she is the subject of an investigation, then that's just it. She's the subject of an investigation, but that's not of her own doing. That's something that somebody else did to her, or that's something that she might have checked out and she may have wanted to do, right? Oh, I'm sorry, that's something that her parents did, right? Now we know her daddy is a fucking criminal. That much is a fact. Her daddy is a criminal, and he's sitting over there because they want Robert to go down so that they can continue to sell merch and all of that stuff. I mean, they got all types of scams and shit that the parents are running. That Joycelyn's parents and all of them. Yeah. They got all types of scams that they run. So I mean, that's it. They got all types of scams and shit that they are trying to do, and inside these scams that they are doing. Then,
so did she not want to do it, and it's too late to back out, or she just went with it because of her parents? You think?
When you say she didn't want to do what now?
What they're doing to him? What she's doing? Because to me, it don't seem genuine. Like she really wanted. Didn't like she wanted to be at home or whatever. She wanted to be where he's at. That's what I'm saying. So, I say that to say this, to me it seems like she heard a woman scorned and all of that, but is she doing it just because of her parents? I mean, at some point she could say, "Stop! No, I don't want to do this. This is not what I want to do."
Well, what happened is that they had to get her out the crib so that they can start, basically brainwashing her. And I have got this confirmed through multiple behind-the-scenes accounts that the parents wanted her out of the house so that she can start being brainwashed. So she left the crib back in October. That's a fact. She left the Trump a long time ago, right? She left the Trump she left the Trump back in October. She went there. She went to go visit Robert, right? She went to go visit Robert, and when she went to go visit Robert, on his birthday, Joycelyn was there. And since Joycelyn was there, then that's when shit went left. You know, everything went left after that time. And so, that's basically, a long story short, that's basically what happened. She went there, but I mean, she knew what it was or whatever, and that's just it. So it was one of them type of things where if I can't have you, can't nobody have you. And that's what she's saying is her acting out. Yeah, on some, if I can't have you, you ain't finna be happy with this bitch without me neither.
Right.
And that's basically, like I say, that's what you're seeing right now.
Okay, we're gonna go through your hours. I'm gonna go for somebody else he called. But I don't know, I always think in my mind, I get to the point, because when I went there and I had the conversation with him, I was at the point where at some point, do any of them feel bad and decide to drop out? But I guess you can't just drop out of an investigation.
Well, I mean, all of them weren't active participants in an investigation, all of them wasn't active participants in the investigation.
Right, you're right, not active participants in that investigation, but this whole SR case for finding, R. Kelly thing. I just wondered if any of the ones that are involved in the investigation, think to themselves, okay, I can't do this, but I guess not.
Right, yeah. But again, it's not a thing of what they wanted to do. You got to keep in mind that these are scammers, or these are broke ass people who are trying to leverage Robert's name. And since they're trying
I think you're right. You got to think like a criminal. I guess I would have to think like a criminal to, I guess, understand where they're coming from, because I have a conscience, and I could never do anything like that. So you would have to think like a criminal to, I guess, carry on with something like that. Yeah, you're right. Like, broke, never had nothing, and thought they was going to get rich off this. I guess you're right. Money makes people do strange things.
Yeah. Money makes folks do strange stuff, right? Money makes folks do all types of strange shit. So, I mean, money is that motivator, but again, you got a bunch of disgruntled parents and stuff like that because we think that Alice sucked Rob's dick. You know what I'm saying? So Angelo, like, bitch, nigga, you got my daughter loving you. You gonna fuck my bitch, even if we ain't together. Nigga, no. I'm trying to bring your ass down.
Wow.
So that's basically what happened.
All right, I got you. And then I'm gonna go because I like to talk. So then the people, all these people that's coming from these different angles, well, I'm gonna say injecting themselves into the case, like the one dude that was there when I was there who didn't know me, but I was there for everything that happened. Somebody is paying them to do this too, inject themselves into it. The Levi's and the other people, they're being paid to do this.
You said what now?
The people that are injecting themselves to like keep the drama going and the whole, like, I don't want to say their names, but the Levi's.
You can say their names. This is a private chat. Or whatever.
Okay, this is a private chat. Okay, well, when I was in Chicago and I was there with Rob, and that shirt he had on, we took the pictures, that's the shirt that girl doing photo shoot there now, which I think is strange. But, he pretty much, when he was standing next to me, he looked behind me because they was behind him, and he said, I don't trust everybody. And I was like, yeah, I know that. But what I was saying, and it almost felt like he knew that this dude was doing this. So I just wondered if they being paid to do this, or did they just inject themselves into this?
I mean, it's a little bit of both. Being honest with you, it's a little bit of both. Like, or that if they're being paid as to whether or not they're being paid. I mean, I have exposed the fact that Dana has stole money from the Dollar for the King. That's the reason why
Right.
come we are on our third YouTube page is because Dana J does not like he don't like the fact that I have exposed him. He don't like the fact that I have exposed him. He don't like the fact that I have exposed him. He don't like the fact that I
Full route. So anybody that was going to full route. So anybody that was going to full route.
hold on. All right, I had it. Okay. Yeah, so.
All right, somebody else. Yeah. All right, I'm going to listen. I'm going to hang up, but you keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, with Dana is a criminal, man. Dana is a motherfucking criminal, all right? I'm gonna show y'all, man, exactly what the fuck happened with Dana. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what the fuck happened with Dana J's ass. Alright, anybody who wanna call in, man, okay. If you got an unfiltered question, man, go ahead and hit that number. Call that number. Go ahead, call in. Voice yourself. Let me see here. All right, here we go. Here we go, right here, right? Okay, so let's see. So, can y'all see this? Shit, no, y'all can't see this. Hold on. Michelle, is this you? This is St. Louis, man. This got to be motherfucking Michelle. Call in. Call in. Oh,
Call. Please try again.
okay.
been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Answer the phone, Miss Fat Fat. Answer the phone, Miss Fat Fat. All right. Here we go. Okay.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 337-321.
What's going on, Miss Fat Fat?
I thought about it. Is that him calling me? You know it don't ring.
Right. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Okay. So my first question. Did you see my first question about your settings?
No. What about it?
Because even though this is a private account, it still could be shared.
Okay.
I don't know if you have a way to go in and set it where it can't be shared.
Okay. It's me, you, so I'll do that afterwards. Ain't nobody sharing this shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, But
Like,
you know how the enemy come in. Okay, so my question is, in the I Admit song, Tim's pretty much tell his whole life from childhood to about now. But people just listen to the music. They're not actually thinking about his life, thinking about the things he has said and what's going on and interjected into the song. The part where he says he brought his daughter to the show and told his boy to put her on stage. Okay, so that's either, I'm thinking that's Angelo. It's either Tim or Angelo because it's not nobody else. So who was their boy that put her, who knew Tim or Angelo that was able to put her on stage? Somebody that was around camp, in the camp some kind of way. You see what I'm saying?
Now, are you talking about I Admit It song or the Gayle King interview?
You have to listen to the words.
I remember that
his whole life story.
I remember that from the Gayle King interview. I don't remember that in the Admit It and the I Admit song.
It's in the song. You have to listen to it from him by being molested. Everything
I heard the whole song. I remember the whole song or whatever. I don't remember. I remember him. I know he say, he brought his daughter to the show.
Told his boy to put her on stage.
Now I remember him saying that, you know, in the Gayle King interview. But anyway, that's beyond the point, right?
Right. So it's somebody within the camp that knew Angelo that was able to put her into that position. Well,
John Jalen, so a guy by the name of Kevin Giles, right? Went down to the J Savage collection stores. This is the way that they tell it in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, and they wanted to cancel invest or whatever.
No. She went down to the J Savage collection store, and they said my daughter can sing, my daughter can dance, etc. Well, then after they sell their daughter or whatever, then they brought her to the show or whatever, right? Because Kevin Giles put them in touch with James Mason. James Mason brought her to the show.
Okay, so that's the boy.
Yeah, James Mason is a crooked motherfucker. Like James Mason, I'm gonna say, man, James Mason and Dreo are connected. You know, and James Mason is one of the people that owns these RSK businesses that are in these indictments.
Right.
You know, so why aren't these people in these indictments?
True.
I mean, why ain't these people in these indictments? If what they are saying is true, if these indictments are legit, why come these people ain't in these indictments, right?
Right. And it's like little bitty questions need to be answered. Okay,
So you say James Mason put this business in Kel's name. Did Kel's have a stamp? You know, the stamps that already have your signature on it?
No, these folks, they got a hold.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got a hold of his. They got a hold of his private bank accounts. They got a hold of his social security number. They were opening up businesses in his name.
Because I am a product of Hangouts. Somebody had hit me up like they was Kel's in Hangouts like 2 years ago, asking for money. So I was like, wait a minute, you a multi-millionaire. Why would I send you money? I'm just a little working nurse. You know what I'm saying? And I found it strange. I didn't fall for it. I don't send people money. Anybody just gonna scam me out my money like that. But I know it's true. Whoever was behind it, it is true because they tried it with me.
Yeah, they are frauds. Like they do a bunch of fraudulent shit.
Even sent me a dick pic. I'm like, dick don't move me, but okay.
Hold on. Shit, this is all separate. Dick don't move you?
No, it moved me. It moved me. But you sending me a picture of your dick ain't gonna move me. It ain't here with me.
Oh, okay. Shit, yeah.
Oh no, I'm strictly dickly. Please.
Shit, all right.
I am strictly dickly. Please believe it.
That's what's up. Shit. That's what's up.
And the Don Russell part. I know it's a lot of confusion and with Don Russell. Okay, I have seen every single platform that he has went on, including Nick at Nights. Every platform he done been on, I done watched the whole interview. He have said a lot of things in one person's channel and came back and said it totally different in this channel or added something, took away, whatever. So my thing is, we don't know, but are him and Kel's really that close? Because for him to go on people's channel and say, I got the password to all Kel's phones, his laptops.
Joycelyn set them fucking phones up. Joycelyn set them laptops up. So
Joycelyn, you said?
I'm sorry, not Joycelyn, Adriel.
So you thinking Don Russell? I know Don Russell was talking to Tim, like he know Tim. But you thinking Don Russell know Angelo too?
I ain't thinking nothing. Listen.
I feel you.
I'm plugged behind the scenes. When I'm telling you,
I know that's why I just said I feel you. When I tell you I feel you, that means I understand.
When I'm telling you something, you take this shit to the bank. I can't tell you how I got this. I can't tell you what it is.
I'm not one of them types that got to know every little detail.
This is a burn. This is a burn after reading. Okay,
right?
But they, number one, right? And don't judge me if I do an interview with this person, in the future, because shit, I gotta get more information. But as far as this is concerned, okay, Don has number one. This is the number one thing. When Rob first got arrested, right, outside of his studio, right, Don Russell did an interview.
I seen it.
And he said some of the dumbest shit in that interview ever. Okay, he said some of the dumbest shit, and it's like, bruh, at that time, I want to ask him, hey man, who motherfucking team you on, man?
Okay,
me and you, we need to have a talk, nigga, about your star player, man.
Right.
Me and you, we need to have a sit down discussion, because at that time it was unclear to me exactly where Don, some of the shit that he was saying was just bothersome. If nothing else, it was bothersome, with some of his comments and some of his rhetoric, right? So, but be that as it may, be that as it may, Don was saying shit like, if you snort coke, the industry gonna put dope in front of you. Basically, to me, it doesn't insinuate if you fuck little girls, they gonna put little girls in front of you. And he ain't, you know what I'm saying? When I look through this, right, I support Rob, but at the same time, I'm in the interest of truth too. So, in the interest of truth, then you have to find out. Um, you have to look at both sides. Well, in me looking at both sides, you can't. He ain't he fucked some girls that was
Younger?
probably not
Most
age
definitely.
appropriate.
Trent, boo. I'm feeling you. Dr. Roger tried telling people this, but nobody wants to listen.
Just laugh. He like, hell no, bitch.
He's not a man who I've ever seen go out and target a certain type of individual.
Nigga, you know that's a lie.
Take my glasses off so I can see what you're saying.
Nigga, you should have left them motherfuckers on. Now they really gonna see your ass lying.
But to what you were saying he was young and his sister was that age. Does he feel...
His sister was 10 years older than him.
Right, a teenager. Right. But I'm saying perhaps
it's
the age of his alleged victim.
Right. Say it again.
Nigga, you heard what the fuck she said. Nigga, you will send it right along with her.
But that's about the age of his alleged victim.
Yeah, I mean, so what should be... Who he should be in the room with the psychiatrist, not police.
No, nigga, what he should have been in the room with is grown women, not little girls. You supposed to see a psychiatrist before all this shit happened, not after all this shit happened.
You know what I mean? And we know how the industry is. If you snort coke, they're gonna put that in front of you. If you like women, they're gonna put that in front of you.
So he liked it, little girls, and they put that in front of him. So now you saying it was the people that were surrounding R. Kelly fault.
He doesn't card anybody coming to his events.
Oh, so now it's the security fault. Nigga, how many people is you gonna put this on? Okay, fuck it. We're gonna leave the club out of this. Nigga, what about the high school?
He wasn't going to that school because he was targeting somebody. He had a teacher, Lena McGuinn, who actually taught him how to play the piano and taught him about music and a lot of things.
So he had to go back to the same high school to get music lessons?
So he wasn't going there targeting anybody. He was going to learn more about his craft. He's perfected his craft.
We all know that's some bullshit because he could have invited that grown-ass woman to his house instead of him going to the school with all them goddamn kids. But the white people don't want to hear that shit.
Have sex with 14-year-old girls?
Absolutely not. That's not what this man went into anything to do. Is he hypersexual? That's a question you ask him.
R. Kelly.
All right, I'm gonna pause that right there. But you see.
Right. See, I felt it was dumb Trent when he was answering the question.
I remember watching that shit in January of last year. I was like, nigga, I said, what the fuck?
Right.
What the fuck? Is he hypersexual? Yeah. Nigga. It was like, man, you know.
I was mad, Trent.
And so initially when he first came out, he like Greenberg don't fuck with him. Nigga, you destroying the motherfucking case. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck up.
And see, I know, like you, I'm not gonna say everybody. You, when you brought him on your channel, I already assumed what you was doing. Because, you know, I had been rocking with you since you came on to Texas. Mm-hmm. So I had already assumed what you was doing. But I had been caught down telling lies and switching the stories up and adding to the gumbo pot and all this other stuff. I'm like, nah, nigga, something ain't right. Like the music he playing in his phone. Oh, I got Rob Patrick. I got music. We trying to sell a music overseas. First of all, you're not his fucking manager. How you gonna sell his music that he wrote, produced, and sung overseas without his handcuff? How you gonna do that?
Well, here's the
and that little cartoon shit, that shit been out years ago. That's not nothing new. That shit is old.
Man, listen.
So people thinking and believing Don is not. I know he ain't right, but
listen. Don has been asked multiple times to stop going on blogs, stop doing all these fucking interviews, talking on R. Kelly's behalf. Mm-hmm. Again. I can't say how I know this, but I know.
I don't care how you know. I know
there
you know.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Now, and this is you take it to the bank facts. That's why this is private right now, because I'm telling y'all the absolute truth. So he's been asked multiple times to shut the fuck up. Period. me and Marlena, right?
Mm-hmm.
We started writing in those letters, right, for about a month ago when we were all writing into to the judge, right? When he went up for the very first bail, right? When he was in jail, this is I think we were writing in before that coronavirus shit was even a thing.
Y'all were. I was in the text.
You know,
Y'all
right?
were.
We were writing in before that was even a thing. So me and Marlena, we set up a meeting, right? We called and we talked to Greenberg. And this is when I was saying, well, they violated this law, they violated this stuff from the American Bar Association. This is all facts. And if Marlena is in here, she'll tell you. So what Greenberg told us, God's honest truth, was he said nobody cares. He said that, sir. He said, sir. He said that the American Bar Association, he said it's a social club. This is on my motherfucking life. You know, he said it's a
the
social
same way with
club.
the doctors.
And he said nobody's gonna do anything. He said I already raised a big stink about Kim Fox. Like this was it. So me and Marlena, like, you motherfucking bitch, we done put in all this fucking work. Fuck you, Greenberg. Fuck you, nigga. Like, and then that's when me and Greenberg said, do you think that he is in contact with the sisters? I'm sorry. I said the sisters. Do you think that he is satisfied with his legal counsel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they asked him, so you know, we said, oh no, he said we gotta figure out a way to get to Rob himself and ask, is he satisfied with his legal counsel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when because it's just like for you motherfuckers to be the lawyers and shit, y'all seem disinterested about this whole fucking case, period. So at that point, we started saying, man, he need new lawyers, or whatever. And then I reached out to Don Russell because Don Russell had been the only one saying he needed new lawyers. And it was supposed to be a behind the scenes, like 10-minute phone call. Because I move behind the scenes. I don't like being in front of the camera. It's not my thing.
Exactly.
I don't like being in front of the camera because this makes you a target, right? Me being in front of the camera, now I gotta deal with shit like Dana J. Dana J not even on my fucking level. You know, I run circles around that boy backwards. That dude not on my motherfucking level. He's a bum. He's a bum. You know, the money that Dana J makes per year, I make that per month. Okay.
Trent, you're not talking to a dummy, baby.
No. But this is what I'm saying. Right. I move behind the scenes. So when Don Russell, when I reached out to him on Facebook, he hit me back. He said, "Oh, you do a blog show. I'll come onto your show. And essentially, when he came onto the show, that's when y'all saw the show. I didn't want that shit. Don wanted to do that show.
He wanted to be in the spotlight.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to do that shit. I was gonna bring it back, and I was gonna be like, I got this shit from an anonymous source. Period. But since he wanted to come on, then I went ahead and I let him come on, and that's the guy's honest truth. So the thing that I did not like is that Don was raising all of this big fuss, and when you go and check the playback on this, if I'm lying, I'm flying. My feet ain't left the motherfucking ground. Don wanted. Don said, okay, well, he need new lawyers. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. Where do we donate money to now? How do we go and get some shit done now? Because his current lawyers, they not doing shit. And that's fact. I still stand on this. A lot of the people from who are directly connected to Robert himself, they don't like for me to speak out on the lawyers in front of the camera. So I try to avoid doing that as much as possible. I'm gonna get on that motherfucker defense fund, but they don't really want me to really speak bad about the lawyers in front of the cameras. So I try to refrain from speaking negatively on them lawyers. But that motion that we just read on that last live stream that I did today, the public stream, that's the best fucking motion I done seen Greenberg file in 2 months. Tell that bitch, look, let him the fuck up out of jail. Let him up out of jail. I was waiting for him to start getting some nuts when he's writing shit. They be all over the point. They be overheard over there and then, dude, talk directly to a motherfucker in your motion. So that is no it is no
stones unturned.
Right. It can't be misconstrued. Speak directly to a motherfucker. And that's just what it is. So, with that being said, though, when Greenberg shut us down, then we was like, fuck that. So then we started getting in touch. We started looking at different Chicago lawyers, right? We started, reaching out to, we started reaching out and stuff. So then that's when people started getting in contact with me from Kale's side because I was talking about why was it injustice, what was wrong, what was going on, because everybody who is in the room right now is intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why people have been blogging for a year plus and some change prior to me even starting a YouTube account. Everybody is like, oh, these bitches is lying, they doing this wrong. Everybody got so much to say, but what the fuck have you done?
Mm-hmm.
When we came over here, we started doing work. And okay, maybe we ain't get him out with the letters, but motherfucker, we didn't just sit still.
Exactly.
We ain't just sit still, motherfucker. And if he go down, we can say, well, fuck, we did all that we can accept defeat. But all of this shit is full of people who's supposed to be connected with Don Russell. Don Russell raised a bunch of hell. But at the end of the day, what we asked is, okay, what we gonna do? He say, oh, he gonna have a CD coming out. It's gonna be called Kills Nation. Where is the CD at? When is it coming, Don? What's the packaging form? Who's the distributor?
He can't do that.
That's my point. And
everybody praising Don, and I know Dana is whatever. But that's one thing I can say he has been kind of right on is going against the grain when it comes to him. Because I could sit back and like, you're not this man's manager, you're not his family, you're not power of attorney. So how you just come and do all this stuff in this man's name? And he can't even put his Hancock on none of this. How? It's impossible.
Well, I'll put it like this. Don is a more authoritative source than Dana. Because Don is somebody that Robert himself knows.
Oh, not that part I do know.
Does Don misconstrue the relationship? Yes. Does he does Don basically oversell the relationship, or does he lie about some things? Yes. He lies about a lot of shit or whatever. Mm-hmm. And with Dana, let me tell you something about Dana, right? This is real. Let me tell you something about Dana. Dana's problem with Don is that anybody who can basically discredit discredit Dana,
he got a problem with him.
He don't like him. And the first person to discredit Dana was Don Russell when they did that thing where they went up there to Chicago for the court date and all that shit. Dana was the first person that Don was like, man, who the fuck are you? You bringing bitches like Jasmine over here and what the fuck? He G-checked his punk ass. And Dana ain't like that. Because when you're a real man, it's supposed to be some shit that you just supposed to take in stride and keep on ticking with. Well, Dana, he got mad. He got into his little feelings and shit. And then anybody who can tell you the truth about Dana, they're either Don Russell or they're working for Don Russell. That's how that goes.
Oh, I
That's
already
his
know.
thing.
I've been peep game.
Yeah, you work for Don Russell, right? So when I expose his ass by showing his delinquent goddamn child support and all that shit, oh, well, Trent worked for Don Russell. Trent don't work for no Don Russell, nigga. I'm a made man. I'm made. I already had paper before I started getting to these YouTube streets or whatever. So that's what that stuff is. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not no broke, flagrant, bummy ass dude or whatever. And that's what it is. Like with a lot of other people, they can find something on them. It's nothing to find on me. And trust me, they didn't search for it, but it was just nothing.
I'm about to say, trust me, they didn't search. They didn't search.
No, they didn't search. It was nothing to find. It was nothing to find. You know, and that's what really chaps their ass. That's why it's just okay, well, work for Don Russell. He got fake a fake copyright, right? So when you go
here, I watched him. I've seen you do it, watch you do it, pay for it, doing our thing. And then when I was in the bushes on his chat, I watched him sit there and lie to the whole audience. And I forgot how many people was in the audience about, I'm doing this, and this. I seen it. I'm like, that's not even the same thing Trent did. So how you, like, I had already seen it. Like, I didn't see that.
There you go, or whatever. And so Surviving R. Kelly premiered January, like the first week of January 2019, right? Now you see right here, right on my screen, how this boy owed $14,000 in child support. This is at that time.
Okay.
This is at that time, right? This he owed $14,000 of child support. And this is just October 25th, 2019. This is 2 months before the Surviving R. Kelly premiere. Now, when Surviving R. Kelly, kicks off, right? And then all of a sudden, Dana pops up out of nowhere. And that's the thing. Like I still look at Kip sideways.
So did you look at Prima Donna's video from Thursday night?
Nah, I haven't looked at it.
Check that out. It's the Baltimore connection.
I'm gonna have to check it out, right?
Check it out.
I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. So here we go. Here we go, right here, right? All right, so you see that this fucking clown fraud dude. All right, this is $14,000, right? Now, let's see here. Share screen, Chrome tab. Right now, so and this dude,
please subscribe, like, and share. Leave your comments below because your comments and opinions do matter. Hey, Dana, welcome.
How are y'all? And I'm humbled to be here.
And I'm humbled to have you. Thank you so much. So let's just jump right into this. We talked a little bit a couple of days ago, and we talked about a lot of stuff. So my first question out the gate is, how are you connected to R. Kelly in a way? We know that you didn't, actually work for him, but tell us who you are and how you're connected.
Well, I'm Dana J. I'm from Baltimore. I'm gonna say when I first got officially introduced to Kels, it was in a transitional period for me, and pretty much my brother Kip hadn't brought me down to, I guess, to talk to Kels because they said I was on the highway to hell. I was too talented to be going and doing the stuff that I was doing. Okay. So
that's the first motherfucking lie right there.
Exactly.
That nigga, he steal everything I do over here. He steal everything that I do.
Everybody. Whatever everybody does.
Shit, we just gonna fast forward halfway through and here's
I wouldn't be holding this interview from my job. I'll be holding it from a jail cell.
Right.
And those are the standards that us Baltimore guys, me, Kip,
Angelo,
guys with Dino, we held everybody to. If one person even looked like they was talking to a chick that was way younger, the other person like, that's over with.
Hey,
we cut conversations with
he wasn't even there. Look, I can call somebody who fucking lived in a house with their ass, man, and say, man, Dana, he met him one time in 96, 97. And then he just popped up around the time that this Survivor R. Kelly shit premiered. On everything y'all love.
That's why Prima Donna touched on it.
So all this, he's messing with underage girls. I know where it's coming from. And I'm gonna say this. People talk about, what about Aaliyah? You cannot mention Aaliyah for 3 reasons. 1, she's not here to defend herself.
That's it.
2, I believe with my whole heart, if Kels really knew her real age, that wouldn't have happened.
So he's giving validity to the Aaliyah shit. Okay.
And I'm not going to go too deep into it because that's a dark situation that a person got sucked into, and before he knew it, it was too late to get out.
Right. And I agree with you. You know, we don't need to get too far in Aaliyah at all because I don't believe in.
We don't know Aaliyah.
With her not being able to defend herself.
Now you can't. I might not have an acting career anymore because they're gonna say this dude just too raw. You over the microphone just to talk. But to piggyback and answer your question, the people from Lifetime ain't bowing down. They looking at that they ain't trying to go to jail.
They don't want to get sued.
And Miss Kitty put it out there, but nobody's paying attention. She said, my statute of limitations for getting money is over. But nobody paid attention to that. This whole thing. And I'm going to say this. I'm an actor as well as I do executive protection. So after this interview, I might not have an acting career anymore because they're going to say this dude
he right. Hold on. But the part that he left out of there before the interview, he didn't have an acting career neither.
The golden boy. The golden boy of Disney.
You did me that too.
Right. Golden boy. The golden boy of Disney. He was going on trial the same day that R. Kelly's documentary was coming out. Right? So check it. Why is everybody after R. Kelly? Let me do it for you. He just passed Elvis a week before his documentary came out. That means that he can ask for his masters. He asked for.
Hold on. He
I can't stand Trent.
Oh,
Sucks.
I gotta stop laughing. All right. So he passed Elvis Therefore, he can ask for his masters. Not the fact that that 25 years has passed.
Right.
You know, not the fact that 25 years has passed.
Masters.
So,
and here's the thing: nobody want to give you your masters. So when he asked for his masters, they blew him off and all this other crazy stuff. So now they run his name in the dirt. None of y'all want to buy the music. So if you don't want to buy the music, they can give you the masters. Because the masters ain't worth nothing anymore because ain't nobody gonna buy it. The problem is everybody start buying the masters more.
nigga, you mean about an album?
Everybody, welcome back to Phases.
Let's go.
Did me wrong. He never came at me wrong. However, I will say this: me and Johnny had a couple conversations recently. I'm not a punk. I'm not a faggot. I'm not calling out his manhood. But what I will say is his infatuation with Rob is scary. And when a man say, I'll strip butt ball naked and show that I'm not wearing a wire, and I'll put on a robe and sit in front of his face and talk to him, that raises all type of red, yellow, purple, green flags for me. Because at the end of the day, I'll show you that I'm not wearing a wire, but I'm not stripping butt ball naked for no man.
Oh my God.
First thing. Second thing is, I'm not even going to fix my lips to say nothing like that. Especially if I'm not curious about another man. Now, Johnny was saying that he got saved and he's the only one that can save R. Kelly from this, and the feds going to come in. I told Johnny there's no federal indictments there. Everybody keep coming to
Yes, he did. He said that. Yes, he did. He said that Rob didn't have no federal indictments coming.
What emoji that had your eyes bugged like this? Wait a minute.
Yeah, he said that. I remember.
Hold on, we gotta rewind that shit. That shit is funny.
Because he said he worked for the feds. He said, don't y'all think
that can save R. Kelly from this, and the feds gonna come in. I told Johnny there's no federal indictments there. Everybody keep throwing up this federal stuff. You're gonna pique the federal government attention, and then they're gonna say, well, let me investigate and see what's going on. No, let's stop piquing their attention because there's nothing there. However, Johnny did say one thing that pissed me off. And the one thing that he said that pissed me off was, nobody understand Rob like I do because I was there. So I asked the question. I said, you was there during a time when Daryl and all them was there, right? He said, yeah. So I said, well, you was part of the thieving crew. He said, no, I've never stole nothing from Rob.
All right. Listen, if you have been scammed by $1 for the king, please send your information in to MA1 Investigations Group. Listen, if you have been scammed by $1 for the king, where you send your money to?
MA1 Investigations.
There you go. How did he pay this? How did he pay this?
Well, I remember he said on the live that you the thing, that document that you're showing, that was after he paid it or before he paid it or whatever. He was trying, because somebody in his chat had asked him. I was in the bushes and somebody questioned him about it, and he gave some excuse.
Well, man, this dude, of course, he has paid it. He paid it with $1 for the King money.
Okay. We already know people. I asked everybody in the chat, if you're not for the truth, just go ahead and unsubscribe from the Patreon. Or if you think you're going to go back and tell this person, or Trent said this, or this person said that, please just, we all adults.
I don't care, you know. I don't care.
Right. And at the end of the day, I've been a diehard Chaos fan since the day he came out, when he was with public announcement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I think he did nothing wrong. Do I think he probably slept with some girls that was probably 16, 17? Yeah, sure do. I got a brother right now that had been messing with a young girl. Not no young, underage, like under 16, but to me, he too old for her. But that's not my call. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Rob is so innocent and he never done that. Do I think he kidnapped somebody? Hell no. Do I think he held somebody hostage? Hell no. Do I think he made them pee in buckets and all this other bull crap? Hell to the no. But I'm not going to sit here and act like young girls don't be thoughts. I'm not going to sit here and act like young people don't leave home and don't talk to their parents. There's some things that people just to stop acting like they blinded to, like they never heard that happen before.
I don't think that he fucked with those 16-year-olds. Because it ain't
no, not now. Not now. I mean, when he was in his late 20s maybe, or early 20s. I'm not talking about right now. No.
Well, the early 20s is a whole other conversation.
Right.
But do I think that he fucked with some underage girls? No, I don't. Because there ain't none of them in this indictment. Because when you read about all of the alleged like young bitches, the real super young bitches is nothing that exists to tie him to them. The only evidence that exists is for the girls who are of age. Faith Rogers, the Adriels, and all of them.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about stuff from years ago, but they try to bring the stuff from years ago to entrap him. Just like Don Russell said, somebody was filming him the last concert he was supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're gonna look at Prima Donna video from Friday, the Baltimore Connect, then you'll see what I'm talking about. Because she even got Kip in it. Now I remember Kip. I talked to Kip personally myself at the concert in New Orleans at the VIP party. Period. I remember him. So he was there. But you have information. It's some other things. Oh, I know I want to ask you. So what you think about Levi?
As far as what?
Because see, people thinking, oh, you're not his cousin, Rob don't know you. Well, people don't realize Levi named Levi.
What's his name?
I'm not telling you. I'll tell you behind the scenes.
Text it to me.
Nope.
All right, well, fucking tell me then.
Oh, shit. I mean, think about it. You think I'm going to sit here and rep my cousin and I'm going to put my real name out there? Levi is an OG for real. He not stupid. His name is not Levi. So if anybody going to kill us saying, oh, you some man out here named Levi saying he your cousin, you don't know who the fuck that is?
I mean, I know who Levi is too. You know?
Okay. And you also know how he came to him.
I mean,
you know, water, blood and water.
That's a whole nother, that's a whole nother that's a whole nother discussion or whatever like that. That even you would say that's a whole nother discussion. So
it is. No RDS. One thing about prima donna, she not really reaching because she actually come with all the interviews, newspaper clippings, magazines with the date and time. So think about it. If you look at that video, all those people from Baltimore know each other, and all those same people connected to Robert.
Mm-hmm.
That's not coincidental. That's not somewhere big like Baltimore. A little bitty town like where I live in, that might be okay, but somewhere like Baltimore, no.
Baltimore not that big though.
It's bigger than where I live at.
I've been to where you live.
I don't know everybody around here, and everybody don't know me.
Right. Sure.
But how all those people, different years and times, all connected to Rob.
I mean, I haven't seen the prima donna thing.
Well, when you see, because you know some stuff, you know some things that we don't know. So when you gonna actually see the video, then it's gonna click to you.
I mean, I put it together, like I put that stuff together as it's conflicting stories on Kip, right? It's conflicting stories on Kip.
Exactly. Because according to Kip, he only brought Dana in to be a social media influencer for Rob.
Well, I don't know. The best thing that I can say is, without Kip, we don't have no Dana. Right?
Exactly.
Without Kip,
there is no Dana.
None whatsoever.
Exactly.
We don't have no Dana without Kip. So, I mean, what do we really know about what do we really know?
Not much. I'm gonna get off and let somebody else call in.
Okay.
But that's all. I mean, I got other questions, but that's all for today.
What's your other question? Sure, we on live.
You putting us VIP people on an hour's time. I want to give somebody else a chance.
I mean, look, we passed the hour. Shit, you don't hear to talk. It's still gonna call in. He gonna call in, but
I want to hear what Miss Fee got to say.
All right, go ahead. All right, RDS. I'm sorry, Miss Fat Fat. I'm sorry.
All right, baby.
All right. All right. Cool. Call in. We live. The call in number is right here. Call in. It's Fig. Where you at? Where you at? RDS got some points. RDS got some points. Oh, RDS. RDS. Go ahead, call back in. I want you to explain this, right? I want you to explain this. I don't disagree with you. That's why I'm calling you to, have you explain it. All right. All right.
Okay, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what you want me to explain?
You said that a lot of bloggers are reaching and putting conspiracy theories together. I want you to.
Oh, yeah, because, I've been following this since day one, and all these different bloggers, and what they do is they go through, like the caller before said, like magazine clips and old TV things and stuff like that, and just put it together, and then one of them put it out there, another one use it, and it just, to me, it just seems like a bunch of stuff. It's mostly conspiracy theories and shit that they believe in their own mind that they want to other people believe, and they want to make it seem like they so intelligent they got to crack the fucking case. And I just feel like a lot of them, and I'm just using Prima Donna for an example, but from the Prima Donna to the Tasha K's to the Kale Faces, all of them, they just making shit up. That's what I feel like. They just feel like they want to be the one that's going to crack the case or want you to listen to them more, because a lot of them I was listening to, and they make no fucking sense. They make no sense.
I mean, you
can't put something together that you weren't there for, or that you don't, what I want to say, know the people directly involved. I can look at something on TV, come up with my own conspiracy theory, put it out there, and tell everybody it's true, or have everybody believe that that's what really happened.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what kind of things, are you talking about, specifically, if you will, because I agree with you. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see. It was so much, because I stopped looking at it stuff months ago. Let me think of something I can come up with specifically. I can't really think of that specifically right now. I mean, in my head, I know what I want to say. I can't get it out. But like how you do an actual investigation, actually talking to people, doing the research, and you not like putting yourself out there like a behind the scenes, like really getting shit done. And to me, it's just like they sit there and they just do a bunch of screaming and hollering and making shit up to get people to watch. And I'll tell you something else I feel like too, and then we'll go back to that. I feel like when I'm in your chat, we don't have a lot of viewers, a lot of traffic or nothing. And I believe that's because there is no drama. And that's how these bloggers, or whatever you want to call themselves, attract, all the subscribers and stuff that they get because of the drama. We had drama one time over here, and that was the dance. But I don't know. I just feel like the bloggers I'm just keeping it real. I feel like they just make shit up, or they believe it in me. I can't give you one thing specific because there's so much shit out there. But yeah, I can't give you anything specific because I don't watch so much of it. I should be able to, but I just feel like they do it just I don't know why they do it, but all of it is just some conspiracy theories. What they believe, like she said, she connected person to Baltimore, this person to Baltimore. They might not have nothing to do with each other, nothing.
Well, I think that Baltimore got a heavy connection in there. I'm saying
they don't.
Well,
that's just an example. I'm not saying they don't.
I'm not saying that to disagree a point. I was saying that to set up what I'm saying next, and this is what I'm saying. I did a video over here on the Patreon side, like 2 or 3 days ago. I was dog tired and shit. That was the video entitled 20-minute videos. And at the beginning of that video, I explained during that time, I said, people make up conspiracy theories because you can hide behind a conspiracy theory. When you are a conspiracy theorist, that keeps you from actually having to do work, right? When you're conspiracy theories, that enables you or prohibits you doing real investigative work. So if I theorize, right, let's just say I feel like let's see what's a big conspiracy theory. Those aren't the sisters, right? Fucking conspiracy theory. All right. Well, who the fuck are they? Cassandra looked exactly like Robert, right? Robert said that she was his twin. You know what I'm saying? He said that he was his twin, and I've had, Terry come on multiple times, which is who Robert called directly and said, talk to my sisters, Lisa and Cassandra. That's facts. But people believe in bullshit. They believe in hyperbole and innuendo because it's safe to hide behind that, right? It's safe to say that, the music industry, they coming after Kels and he made a blood sacrifice and he ain't want to join the Illuminati because they keep you from having to do some real work, from going to get a private investigator, from going to seek out new attorneys, from going and taking calls or whatever. Like, the reason why I got this Patreon account, right, is because it ain't really about the little $5 or whatever. I care less about this shit. It was to weed out the bullshit. Because if somebody is willing to pay a small nominal fee like $5, that means that this is somebody who's really willing to do the work, right? This is somebody who really wants to know. Most people be on YouTube and they be here, they be everywhere because this shit is free. Period. And so that coming in the game, I already understood that. I could be one of the biggest bloggers in the game. That drama shit is easy. The drama
I promise you can. I promise you can, because if they listen to these fuckers, man.
Yeah, it's easy to, like, with the whole Dana shit. When I finally went off on Dana, it was because of the fact that this much is true. Dana is an informer. Dana is setting up R. Kelly. Dana hides under the guise of, I'm for Rob. Like I'm moving as Rob and the lawyers instruct me to do. Then you go and you get guns, right? Now, we just heard 2 clippings of 2 hour-long videos, right? One where he's saying the Aaliyah thing, it wasn't supposed to go down like that. Well, hold on. Why the fuck are you confirming the Aaliyah shit? You know what I'm saying? Why are you confirming? And that's what he does.
Exactly. Confirm shit. Yeah.
He substantiates a lot of this shit that he's saying. He's in, I was there, and I told Johnny this and I told Johnny that. Dana, you weren't there. You weren't there. And he came for me, man. And the thing that pissed me off about that whole situation is the fact that it was one of the boots on the ground people who was asking me about him publicly. And privately, I had already before that said, I don't fuck with the dude. He's dramatic. And I'm gonna give y'all another hidden gem since we live on a Patreon.
Because I remember I emailed you and told you don't even do it with him because That's what he wants you to do. He wanted to strike your face. He wanted to get you out the way.
Right. And so when people come and bring me drama and shit, like people come and send me video clips. One, I don't watch other bloggers. One, because I don't want to sound like them. Right. Two, I don't want to take their talking points. My whole thing was about being original. And everybody's shit was about all conspiracy theory. That's why I started putting the skits in front of, I started putting the skits in the videos was to be different so that I wasn't sounding like Phases. I wasn't sounding like Deboski. I wasn't sounding like DJ Tyson.
Uh-huh.
And, this is a hidden gem or whatever for the Patreon crowd. The reason why I did the Eli for Kelly thing was to show people that this motherfucker be scamming y'all. I been hip on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, shit, he got it's one big scam. This is a scam. Welcome back to Levi for Kelly. Where the game is to be sold and not told. And we don't know nothing.
And you real recognize real. And the people that are over here, I mean, they're real. I think they're sincere. But when you have a channel that's got 1,000 subscribers and you going on for 5 hours about some old conspiracy shit, I mean, I just don't understand that. I don't.
Man, listen.
And I don't understand the people that sit there for 5 hours and listen to the shit.
Well, this dude said Harvey Weinstein was the golden boy of Disney. Harvey Weinstein didn't work for Disney.
Yeah, see that kind of shit.
He owned the Weinstein company. He owned Miramax, right? I'm pretty sure they did business with Disney, but as far as him being the golden boy of Disney, the way that they were telling the story, the man wasn't the fucking golden boy of Disney. It was a guy at Disney named Robert Iger who was accused of sexual misconduct charges, right? This Robert Iger guy was, period. So, I mean...
And that's what I don't like. People put all that kind of shit out there, like they blog their page, and then people run with it, and it don't even be true. It be something they came up with for shock value, and people run with it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it.
Right. Well, it's a lot of. That's the reason why I don't watch other bloggers, because a lot of this shit is a such thing as landmines. And what you are starting to see is that you had Dana plant a bunch of landmines over a year ago. And people are starting to step onto them landmines. So basically people are falling into, they're using talking points that you got from Dana J. Since then, people have come to find out that Dana J is a liar. He's a habitual liar. But people still believe some of the talking points that he planted a year and a half ago.
And that's another thing. So that's why I guess people still follow him. I mean, he's been proven a liar and a thief. And, people still believe him.
Yeah. Well, he don't have content. His content is talking about other bloggers. It's talking about me.
Yeah, his content is talking about other people or stealing. He'll take what you did the day before and try to make it his own. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he do that to me all the time. When nobody was putting up these indictments on the screen, going through the indictment, reading through the indictment, and then saying, this is what the indictment says. I'd rather talk to people in 30 minutes, right? I hate to do a live stream that's over 2 hours, right?
Like that when you did the one night. It didn't seem like 9 or 10 hours because there were, the indictments, you was writing that motion, things that people want to see done is going to get something done. I don't want to watch somebody that's just going to talk about somebody else for 5 hours.
And that's just it. Like, we don't have time. Like, when people text my phone links all day, all night, right? And that's what the Patreon was for, was the information. If you call, like, I got tired of people calling me in the middle of the night, early in the morning, wanting to know information. You know what I'm saying? Like Dorothy right here. Dorothy right here, right? Dorothy, shit. We was hanging out last week. Yeah, the phone never quit going off, and you love it and stuff like that. But a lot of times, people will say, "Oh, I got some information for you." They don't really have information; they just got gossip. So, what you think about Dr. Rogers?
Yeah.
What you think about DeBosi? What you think about this person? What you think about this person? What you think or whatever, and then really. It's I'd rather talk to you offline so that you can go and tell me all of the gossip that you heard over on another person's channel. Listen,
yeah.
I'm the type of person where I measure 10 times and cut once. So if you listening to it and you hearing it over here on the Opinionated Network, then it's facts. It's facts behind it, right? It's facts behind it, and if I don't necessarily have the facts behind it, it's coming from a source that's so fucking close to the source that I guarantee you that it's gonna be right, or it's gonna be some fingers pointed if this shit is wrong.
Right.
Period. And I don't shit on nobody else's platform because I ain't about that, but I can tell you that the level of information that I got information. We was the first ones over here who went out and got an attorney. It was me, Marlena, and some family members. Period. Me, Marlena, and some family members was on the call with Arthur Idala, Alan Dershowitz, Judge Brent Kamens, and we set everything up for Rob. I coordinated the $1 Million Initiative. I got on the phone or whatever. And so, like, it's been subtle jabs and shit that has been thrown out against me for the $1 Million Initiative, right? For the $1 Million Initiative. Dorothy will tell you, shit, I live in a nice house, in a nice neighborhood. I look like stealing money from R. Kelly for it. I got my own money. And above all of this, right? The people who are here in St. Louis, right? Outside of, I think her name is like Shayla Miller. I've never met her, but my people who are here in St. Louis, I pulled up on them and I did real nigga shit out the kindness of my heart or what have you. And I ain't never really spoke on it or no shit like that, but I just pull up on people and do real shit or whatever. So I would never, it's not worth my name as a man to sit out here and pimp and hustle the R. Kelly situation. It's not worth that. Period. Because my who I am as a man mean more to me. Who I am as a man is more than I am to R. Kelly as a fan. Period. That's just the facts of the situation.
Yeah, so it seems to me that people don't want the real facts, the real stories. They want the gossip. And that's why, like I said, when we be in your chat, it's light. When you go somewhere where there's gossip and conspiracy theories, it's full of people. So people don't want the truth.
Well, two, there has been landmines that have been put in a road that people have to be aware of and people have to pay attention to, because you also have to be aware that we're over here on our third backup page, right? So the chat is gonna be light, right? So on the main opinionated page, then I got 2,000 subscribers. And the way that this blogging thing works is that if you could get a fourth of your subscriber base at any given time to pop onto your live stream, right? Or maybe a fourth to an eighth, right? So that's 250 to 500 people. When you got 2,000 people, then you're doing pretty good, right? So when we come over here, we might only have 50 people over here on the live stream or something like that at any given point in time. But the subscriber base over here is only maybe 250 people. So it's still good, but you got to keep in mind the fact that I done had to create 3 separate pages. And Dana has given me copyright strikes for bullshit. Like half of the time I be getting blown up at work over Dana ass, man. And I really don't care to really even speak on the dude, but I'm just addressing it today because we over here and this is uncut and unfiltered. So Dana did a whole live video with the Opinionated News Network logo. This logo right here, he did that. You know what I'm saying? He did that basically as a backdrop. But this dude gave me a copyright flag, right? He gave me a copyright strike, period, on all original material. All original material. Like how this shit is on the screen. If I did this on like a public broadcast, he would go in and say that this is a copyright for using his image, right? Using his artwork, right? Now, this fucking dickhead is under an investigation, okay? Dana J is under investigation. I don't know if it's federally or locally, but YouTube is in on that investigation. That's why when people like me, it's like people like me, One Pat Poops, Daboski, right? I can't really speak on DJ Tyson because I don't know for a fact, but we have all given Dana J copyright flags, right? Now, I own the trademark for Dana J's name. You could go to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and all of that. Every time I have submitted my trademark paperwork to YouTube, YouTube is doing what they call a preservation of account, right? So Dana J goes up, he does all these live streams. Dana J's live streams are being recorded by YouTube. So he'll pull them down and delete them, or Dana J will pull his he would take and make the videos private. That's why you'll be like, I know Dana went live, but then he'll go and make the video private because he'll be and did some bogus shit, and he don't want to get hit with having all that bogus shit on his account. But the fucktard then basically gave me copyright strikes on all of my original material, right? Because I talked about him, right? Now, this dude then pulled up my bank information. He then pulled up my credit report. He then, pulled up my legal name, all types of shit, or whatever on a live report. This is what Dana has done. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only way that you got access to that information is if I sign consent for you to have it, right? Or if I sign consent for you to have it, one, right? Or two, you doing identity fraud and identity theft. So how do you get this information? He fucking with Sylvia, right? He going with Sylvia. And that's the whole little bogus team, man. They do all of this fraudulent shit. And YouTube is in on him. Is in on it with these false ass copyright strikes, right? Now I gotta go to a lawyer to do a cease and desist for using my trademark brand without my permission. And so when people saying when is his page gonna come down, well, he's an informant. He's a federal informant, period. And he's building the case against Rob. when you look at when you and he real crafty and real slick about this, right? And one of the things that you got to pay attention to is that I can't reach my full subscriber base, the 2,000 people who are in my full subscriber base. Why? Well, one of the reasons why come I can't reach my full subscriber base is because Dana is going out and doing bogus shit in my name. You know what I'm saying? He's going out and he's giving false copyright strikes. Now, Dana didn't gave copyright strikes to Debowski, right? He gave copyright strikes to One Papoose. He giving copyright strikes to me. But he ain't gave no copyright strikes to not one person that's on the other side. So he's crafty as hell about what he's doing. Dana is crafty as hell about what he is doing, but who have you done it to on the other side? And then you say you work for Rob, and that's the reason why come out blew up that night is because I don't handle bitch nigga. I don't handle that nigga. I mean, fuck around with me, that boy would have got beat. He would have got beat, drug motherfucking house, pistol whipped, and choked the fuck out. Because I was raised around gangsters. Gangsters speak once. Gangsters speak once, man. If I gotta tell your ass a second time, nigga, it's gonna be bullets and bloodshed after that. Period. So I like the back and forth. I don't engage in gossip because bullets and bloodshed comes after gossip. Bullets and bloodshed come after gossip. That's period. So, you know, I don't do all that fake beefing and shit like that. No, you know, no. I mean, you know, look, listen. A man conducts himself as a man at all times, right? A man conducts himself as a man at all times in all situations. So why do we have these guys out here who are doing all of this missteps, all this misstepping? All of these people claim to be in support of one guy, but everybody who came in, then nobody have jobs. You know, where did y'all guys go? Why did y'all leave? You know, it's simple questions that you could ask these folks. Why did y'all leave? If you are all that you say that you are, why did you leave? You know, why did you leave? What happened? What happened? You know, what happened? Why aren't you there? Why aren't you there? If you knew all this is going on and Rob is gonna do Rob don't listen, he hard-headed and all of this stuff. All right. Whatever you say. But I'm questioning, I question everybody. You know, I question everybody. But again, over here, what we have done, the first thing that is wrong with us as black folks is no organization in anything that we do. It don't be no organization in nothing that we do. So when we came with the Boots on the Ground initiative, we had to get organized first. Before we could do any work, first we have to have organization. After we get organization, then we can start doing field work. Right, and it's a reason why come it's the Boots on the Ground initiative, because you have to put boots on the ground to get anything done. I can't just do a bunch of Google research, right? If you never got out there in the field, right, you never did no cold calls, right? Because nobody is doing cold calls, or you driving around to some businesses, or you going into a courthouse pulling records. I mean, like, okay, and you know, I don't even want to put this person in the mix, but I got to. Somebody like a viewpoint from Tracy, right? Or a point from Tracy's view. Well, one of the problems is she'll say that, well, that girl ain't Donna Lee's daughter, right? The girl ain't Donna Lee's daughter because she's 59 and the girl is 47. Well, if you're gonna be a journalist, you need to pay the $30 a month and get you a background service that will tell you the background information on somebody. Because if you're going off of Wikipedia ain't an authoritative source. is not an authoritative source. Judge Donnelly is 71 years old. I don't care if her Wikipedia says 59. What the court records say when she filed her paperwork says that she's 71. So is it likely that a 71-year-old woman has a 47-year-old daughter? I would say so. I would say so.
I would say so.
No, I would say that that's highly likely that she's 24 years older than her daughter. I would say so. I think that sounds very logical. So, and again, when you have people who are reporting these things and people, they don't have background services and stuff like that. It's a such thing as journalistic integrity, right? Meaning that you have to thoroughly vet out what is going on and what's being said. Now, I'm gonna share it right here. I got some t-shirts that I'm gonna have coming out that's gonna be called Kale's Handler Situation. Right? Oh, I'm sorry, I said situation. I got some t-shirts coming out that's gonna be called the Kale's Handlers shirt, because the indictment said that Kale has a series and a set of handlers, right? They said that he had a set of handlers, period. If you go ahead, drop something in the chat if you're in the room, because we got 9 people in here. I see Dorothy. I know RDS is on the phone. We got Michelle. We got Miss Fat. Who else is in the room? Who else is in the room? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're in the room. Okay, that's Sharon. That's Sharon. Okay, that's 5 people. So that's 5 people. Who else is in the room? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're in the room. Okay, do I see? Okay. Michelle, RDS, Dorothy, Sharon, Miss Fat. Okay, that's 6. It's Fig and Marlena. Okay, that's 7.
I'm on the phone.
Okay, yeah, I counted you. That's 7. We got 2 people who ain't accounted for right here. Okay, that's 8. That's 9. Okay. All right. So everybody accounted for. Okay, what was I saying though?
You was going to tell us something. I don't know. Somebody in the chat tell me, because I can't remember now.
Okay. So what was I telling?
We started talking about the Wikipedia of using crazy points and getting paying the money to get the background thing.
Well, everything is about journalistic integrity, though, right? It's about journalistic integrity, and you got to be true to your journalism, right? Oh, the Kale's Handlers. That's what I was getting to.
That's right.
So what it is that Rob dated a lot of females that were young, not illegal, just young. But he also had some old women too. Yeah, I can see. Yeah. He also has some older women too. And what would happen is that you get females that come from broken homes. Situations like Angelo having child sexual deviancy rules, and Adrielle coming to live with Rob because Adrielle couldn't be in a house with her father because her father had a history of sexual misconduct. And one of the rules and stipulations of his probation was that he could not be in the house with any minors. Therefore, they send their kids over to Rob. Adrielle ran her house. So when they are saying that it was handlers, right? Well, part of the handling that went on was the fact that it was somebody who was in the house with these young women or whatever to teach them shit like, let's just say white, back to, white front to back, or something like that, or whatever y'all ladies do. I forgot. I don't know if it's front to back to front, white front to back, or whatever. Or if you are cooking something in the house, then wash the dishes. Right? Don't just leave your floor. Don't just leave your clothes all over the floor. Put your clothes in a laundry basket. Different stuff that older people like. I got a older subscriber base. So basically what the older people call it is goddamn etiquette, right? And so what these handlers did, right, when they take the handler thing and make the handler thing be a bad thing. Well, what the handler thing is that if I'm dating a Azriel that is originally from Florida, if I'm dating a Joycelyn that's from Atlanta by way of Memphis, right? And they're in Chicago, they didn't grow up here. They don't know what this city is about. They don't know what they getting themselves into. So when I go out so they want to go out shopping, right? Can you go with them so that they don't get themselves into some shit where they wind up getting kidnapped? Right? Right? That's basically what it is. I don't want them to get kidnapped, right? And so basically, that's what it is, right? And the man wasn't begging for them girls to come over there. Them girls were there.
They were there. Exactly.
Their parents sent them there. And then when they could not get money, first off, it wasn't that Robert was ever giving them money. He gave the girls certain accounts and shit. When the girls start saying, "Well, damn, you trying to pimp my man through me?" I mean, it's not one man in this chat other than me.
Right.
It ain't no man in this chat other than me. So what all of the women in this chat, y'all know women don't like it when somebody else is getting something from their man other than them. Period. And I've never dated a woman, a woman to fucking side out my mama for real. But you can't, you know that it's a losing argument against mom. But everybody else, shit, paying attention to. So the daughters cut them off. The daughters cut their asses off. Period. And that's what happened. That's what happened. They had to go and get all of that stuff. And they ran, they ran. It's a reason why when you look at Azriel looks like a bum now. All of this shit or whatever. As a rule, people do what it is. People are going to go to the best situation, right? Even if even if we want to take something like the circle of life, right? If we take a animal like the lions, right? When an area starts getting barren and dry and stuff like that, elephants, lions, giraffes, zebras, all of these things that's on the Serengeti plain, they will pick up and move. They will pick up and move to another source so that they could keep life going. And so if it was that bad to be there, why were you there? Or was it really that bad to be there?
Period. And that's what I say, because people only gonna do what you allow them to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, people are only gonna do what you allow them to do. It's big. Where you at? You gonna call in or what? Let me get off the phone.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
All right. Come on and spin talk.
All right. Listen. Any calls? Shit, we done went on 2 hours here, but you know it's a real conversation taking place today. So. There you go. If you got a question, go ahead and call on in. Who's the new person that just joined the chat? Who is the new person that joined the chat, y'all? We got 10 people on up in here. Go ahead and call on in. Michelle, if you want to call in, you can call in too. Who is the new person? New person in the chat, press 1. New person in the chat, press 1. I'm definitely going to get this shit fixed.
Oh.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Answer the goddamn phone. What's going on?
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. This is Fig on the phone. What's going on? You
Hold on, I'm trying to make mute you here for a second.
All right.
Oh, okay. Hey, so I'm white, everybody. I don't know if I'm your only white subscriber, but I don't know why I just.
Marlena is also white.
Yahoo! We got another white one. Okay. All right. So anyway, this is probably the only time. We talked once before, and I'm like the other person, RDS. I don't really like to put myself out there, and but this is, unlisted, and I don't know why I just feel like doing it today. So some of the things I, wanted to just mention is just stepping back from all the drama, growing up in Chicago and all the corruption here, and just doing research on not just this case, but a lot of other cases. just while I haven't had, some things to do, you can see how this stuff all ties together, right? So let's go back to like the beginning, in the 80s and the 90s when they were starting to sign people from Jive, where they, signed R. Kelly. You start to look at all the other white groups that they were doing at the same time. So they had Backstreet Boys, they had NSYNC, they had about 5 different boy bands. They had Rashama at 9 years old. They did the same thing with all these artists. They stole from them, they ripped them off, they put them in bad positions. So I'm not saying that whatever happened between, all these people, whatever it was, if he did anything, I don't condone it, but I'm just going from what I see on like an entrapment kind of level,
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I kind of agreed with Don Ruff some of those points, because I had already seen it. So I try to stay away from watching the other channels that are just drama, because you get into it and then you start to really just get off track, right? So in any event, I just think it's important. It's important to kind of know what the industry does to people, right? It's obvious, that what the industry does to people, right? And you had Perlman. I don't know if you've heard of Perlman, but Perlman was the manager for NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, and he was a pedophile. He was molesting them. You've got rampant pedophiles everywhere in Hollywood, the white side, that nobody's talking about. Nobody's going to court over. Me Too has brought them up. You've got executives from Sony that were caught with sexual stuff that are stepping down. You've got CBS. They're all over the place. But yet, you've got R. Kelly here. Kind of like everybody's sacrificed, in my opinion. It looks like, well, nobody else is actually going through any of this, right? So for me, I think this started way in the beginning. Way in the beginning. Like, with, DJs aren't being looked at. People are trusting his DJs. You've got, I don't know if you've talked about, like, Kathy Carroll yet. There's so many different A&Rs he had in the beginning. It's like, how many A&Rs do you have in the beginning? Why so many A&Rs? So there's, and everybody's tied to the industry. So there's not one person that you can find that's not tied to the industry, including all the lawyers that are involved in this. Key lawyers. They've all had TV shows, high-level TV shows or radio shows. The ones that are involved with R. Kelly, then Gloria. So all lawyers involved here, everything is related to media and entertainment. And for me, it's like Sony, Universal Music Group, all the people that own the six major media companies from the beginning to now. So I just think that that's getting a complete pass. Nobody's talking about that. And I understand that that's his occupation, but the guy is on TV saying they're trying to kill him. They're trying to kill him. And you've seen all these artists that are being killed, and I just feel like nobody's, Greenberg's not addressing that. I put these questions in the chat. So I'm kind of just talking. I'm going to be talking like conspiracy nut right now, but I put these questions in the chat. If R. Kelly was saying he was trying to get his publishing back, and then all of a sudden this stuff happened to him, and you have this one older artist after another killed, like, suspiciously, why isn't, like, Greenberg doing more to try to make sure that this guy is not put into a position that would make it an easy opportunity to kill him, right? Like, you put him in a jail, and you have a corona outbreak, that's an opportunity for somebody, right? If he's literally fearing for his life. I just have never heard Greenberg say anything about the guy's fear for his life, which is kind of weird.
Well, he has said it though. He has said that.
Has he?
Yeah, he has said that he's afraid for his life. It wasn't in the context of being related to the music industry, but it was in one of those motions that he wrote to get out of jail.
Okay,
I
well,
don't know
that's
if it
good.
was a recent motion. It might have been one of the older motions for the initial request for bail in August of last year. So, but go on.
Yeah. So, like I said, you've got the New York MCC. So if he gets out here, then, they were saying that New York is going to probably try to get him put into the MCC over there, which would probably be worse. So I kind of feel like he's missed an opportunity to try to get him, to get it out in the public. That if anything happens to this guy, you're responsible.
The U.S. Marshal Service in New York wouldn't pick him up anyway, so they would just have to release him of his own reconnaissance at that point because the Marshal Service isn't accepting any new inmates.
Well, right. But if this is taking so long, but by the time this plays out, maybe it'll be, I don't know, they're saying it's going to be a long time before things get back to normal with the whole coronavirus, but this is taking so long. By the time this happens, maybe it'll be, maybe they'll say, hey, it's safe now in the New York MCC. I don't know. I just feel like there's been opportunities, and he's kind of like not. It doesn't seem like he's working in any kind of urgency, getting him out of jail. That's just my opinion,
Right. Well, I think that today, after this latest motion that Greenberg did today, this was the first time that he actually ever wrote a motion that I could really get behind. Because Greenberg, I did get word back officially that Greenberg does watch my show. That's not speculation. That is dead ass serious. So I think that he really addressed all of the points that we had brought up. I wrote something. I wrote stuff down, but he did. He really just took back all that fucking wordy shit that Mike Leonard likes to do. And when he wrote the motion, he was like, well, these are the conditions. And then around page 3, he was just like, look, bitch, listen, I'm tired of you with this motherfucking denying of bail shit. All right? You gonna either choose one motherfucking angle of the prosecution, bitch, or you gonna think one, you can't, bitch, you can't think both fucking ways. That's what he told the judge. And that's the thing that I liked about the motion today, was he was like, listen, bitch, you gonna have one train of thought, and that's gonna be your train of thought, or you gonna be problematic. And he finally just got some nuts up with her, because one of the things that I don't like, particularly being what's considered a YouTube blog, is this, man. When you really talk about this case, when you talk about what's going on and stuff like that, it's so many people that are scary, right? And I said earlier in this show, people hide behind conspiracy theory and all of that shit, all right, because it keeps you safe. But when you actually go into it, then something actually gets done. So when we go out and we do the work, right? We do the work. We write up the motions or whatever. We say, this lawyer not doing a fucking job. Then either the lawyer's going to put up, they're going to start doing their job, or they not going to do anything at all. So Doug, he's trying to reach out now. Doug is trying to clear up the confusion. Doug ain't been doing shit. You ain't seen Doug's name on a motion in a long time. And we know why, because Doug called the fucking judge a prostitute. But Doug is trying to be a lawyer now. Greenberg is trying to have a fire under his ass. Everybody's trying to do something now, because people over here, a small group of 9 people, we are the ones who are really affecting change. We're actually doing the work. So
I believe it.
And that's what happened. That's what happened. Who are the 2 people that joined the chat?
That Doug lawyer, he just has to go, period. What?
You said
he's worse than Greenberg.
Which lawyer?
Right?
Doug?
Doug is Anton.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he's the lawyer for the New York case, I mean, to me, that's crazy. It's crazy when you're looking at how high profile R. Kelly is to see him with that lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to me.
Well,
it just seems crazy.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it seems like the fix is in, right? These are lawyers that you're not working on his behalf. That's, to me, when you put somebody like that for somebody as high profile as them, something just doesn't add up.
Right.
To me.
Well, what happened is that, well, hold on. We got 11 people in the chat. Who are the 11 people in the chat? Can I get 11 ones in the chat? If you are live in the chat, press 1. If you live in the chat, press 1, please. If you live in the chat, press 1, please.
Hey, Michelle, I'm reading what Michelle says. I noticed that too. I don't really. It's hard to watch. It's hard to keep up with Twitter followers, but I do check that guy out. I did notice I do read some of his stuff.
Mm. Right. Okay. You say you read some of whose stuff?
Yeah, there's a Twitter person that she's saying to follow. He's mentioned there's a media guy that tweets on Kelly all the time.
Oh, Jason Mesner.
She's saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just saying, yeah, he's a good person to follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got Jason Mesner, but I think that's one of Greenberg's comrades or whatever. Hey, we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, is it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got 8 on the phone. Okay, Miss Fat, that's 8. That's 9. So we got 2 more people in the chat that we need a head count on. Who are the other 2 people that's in the chat? Can I get a head count on the other 2 people that's in the chat? I need you to press 1 in the chat if you were here. Okay, that's 10. Okay. So who's the other person on the chat? Wish a Nigga Wood, is she in here? Is Wish a Nigga Wood in here? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Okay. The other person is Wish a Nigga Wood. Okay. So go ahead, continue.
Okay. All right. So we've talked once before, and I've kind of there's a lot of things that I have found out about that are kind of shocking that have led me to some of the stuff I've talked about. And I'll just drop a couple of them here. If you don't mind, just tell me to shut up. But when you start to look how planned this was from the beginning, you're never going to see anything from Barry Hank. But just looking at the history, Anna, she was with another record label at age 9. We don't have to talk about that, but Sparkle is not. She's omitting a whole bunch of stuff. If you just look at standard articles online, right? So there's like history way before R. Kelly. Then you've got Demetrius Smith's publisher is tied to Sony. The people that published his book that he wrote in jail is tied to Sony. So you tell me, what are the chances of that back then? What are the chances? And those are everywhere in this group of people, everywhere, all over the place. So when you think about how this planning has gone, to me it's like been planned from the beginning. And being in Chicago, I've heard all sorts of rumors that he had to sign over publishing just to try to get through the trial. So to me, I just feel like to me it just sounds like a whole lot of entrapment and a whole lot of. I'm not saying he didn't do it, and not that. This is just I mean, especially in a state from Illinois, which is bankrupt and the most corrupt state there is, especially, the city. So that's one more point I want to ask you is, why does he get his ass out of Chicago and Cook County, if he gets out? Because they were tracking him. They were following him everywhere he went to try to perform. They shut him down. They were tracking him in the 80s, early end of the 80s. I mean, they've been trying to get him for 30 years. Doesn't he go to another county if he gets out?
Well, he was in the process of moving out to LA when this happened.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in the process of moving.
He doesn't have to stay in Cook County if he gets released, does he?
No, but I mean, these are federal charges. This isn't even just Cook County. If all he had was the case from Cook County, I wouldn't even be blogging. That's the crazy thing is,
I mean, if he gets out right now from Chicago, can't he get out? The place he's going to, he's still in that area where he's got predators all around him, right?
Exactly.
Why doesn't he get out to a county where he can't be touched? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that process is going to happen. But here's the thing, that all of these, that this was something that came in on a federal level. And what happened is that when the Me Too movement kicked off, they went after low-hanging fruit, the Harvey Weinsteins, the Bob Igers, the Russell Simmons, Bill Cosby, men who had a prior history of sexual allegations. And through that, they were going, go ahead.
But they, at the same time, they had this big, huge church scandal, this big, huge Catholic church scandal during the same time. 500, 700 priests that are all getting off right now. Then you've had executives. You've had the mayor, Rahm Emanuel, with a big, huge scandal in schools with child sex abuse. That all at the same time this is out, and then there's massive going on that were going on in New York out of the child welfare system at the same time too, and New York's like a mess. So I mean, you can see that there's massive targeting going on here. I mean, now why it's happening, I don't know, but you can't overlook all that other stuff and with all these other people and say it's just coincidence. You know that all these laws were changed, but it's only being applied to R. Kelly instead of Catholic priests and Speaker of the House, Senate pastor. I mean, to me, it's just outrageous. So my angle is purely on the industry and the political side, because you'll never, the other side, to me, it's just so much drama, and it just seems fake to me. But there's a couple other points I really want to talk to you about too, real quick here. And there's people you can follow in Chicago. Prima Donna mentioned one guy who was a DJ, house DJ with Wayne Williams and Alan King, and his channel is Leonard Roy, and he's come after Wayne Williams. He's talked about those DJs having to worry about being around at that same time, with the first trial. So I'm not, I'm not the only one that's talking about the early days and how this all kind of started. But right around when this was going out, I don't know if anyone remembers, they were going to release Aaliyah's music. Do you remember? And then it just stopped. Nothing ever came out. It was about a year ago, right? When all this was going on.
Well, it wasn't just her. I think it was like tanking all of the other stuff from the artists that Barry had managed. Go ahead.
And I only noticed hers because the reading was single release of mentioning her, the one that, but you know, it all stopped because of this, which I thought was kind of strange. It's just weird. I don't know if it means, but it just all stopped. You know, it's been years and years and years and years and years of nothing, right?
Right.
You know, nothing with her. Since that Drake thing, it's just kind of weird. So, I don't know. I just wanted to see what you thought about that. And then here's one more thing. The original civil suit from Tiffany Hawkins, that original one, it was in '96, but I think he knew it was coming. He knew it was coming before then. She sued the record labels. The record labels were on there.
Right.
Where are those lawsuits, including the record labels now? You don't hear anything about that. Nothing. But that lawsuit was.
Well.
That lawsuit, she includes the record labels on it.
Well, somebody knew that Robert was broke, right? That's why this shit started coming down. Because he's broke. If I got $5 million sitting in escrow, when I can afford the right attorneys, I'm showing up to court with the right fucking attorneys, and he's never in jail. Right? The world's still going on. Still moving along. That's it. He got situations because he got the attorneys for broke ass people. That's it. Even with the Tiffany Hawkins stuff, that's stuff that Demetrius Smith did that they're blaming Robert for. That's it.
Yeah.
Everybody under Barry Hankerson, nobody has anything good to say about him. I mean, come on, no. Come on, but go. Got any other questions, this Fig?
Yeah, just one more. Since you have a background, I was watching a presentation, and I didn't get a chance to confirm it, but it said who are the sponsors? Who are the sponsors? Maybe sponsors is the right word. Who are the sponsors of Sony? Stakeholders. Who are stakeholders per se? And it said Department of Defense and Department of things. I'll mention just.
Who says Sony stakeholders? Sony's stakeholders are the Department of Commerce and Department of Defense.
Well, I don't know what department. Those are the two. Oh, are you reading?
No, I'm listening to you because I know that you had told me this the other night. I just wanted to clarify from the people in the chat.
Yeah, I was watching a presentation that was done on Prezi, a website. Sometimes it's students, sometimes it's people, but most of the time they're just breaking things down from articles and putting them into presentations. So, to me it made sense, right? But I mean, if you're looking at it from an all-inclusive angle, if that is true that they're stakeholders, I mean, that to me that's not charity. You'll see here, but the media, this whole thing with bloggers that are connected that can't get their channels down, that can say anything, and the whole thing just looks like an operation. That's all I'm going to say. And I know it's a conspiracy, but to me, that's what pisses me off. That part, it pisses me off.
Okay. Well, there you have it. We had a well-known enterprise member. No, I'm just joking with you. All right.
Well, thanks.
No problem.
Thanks.
Yeah. Listen, the phone lines are open. We're going to do about another 30 minutes at the most. The phone lines are open. We're going to do another 30 minutes at the most. The phone lines are open. If you got a question, we're going to do another 30 minutes at the most. Some of my people that be hiding in the bushes and shit, you know. You know, my people that hides in the bushes. Go ahead, pop out. My people who are hiding in the bushes. Go ahead and pop out. Listen, I was shocked when Isfield called me a few days ago. But I accept all people. Not just white, not just black guys and white girl. But we had Isfield call in. You can call in with all questions. Please call in. This is a question and answer show. This is a question and answer show.
So basically out here trying to get money.
Listen, this is if you call in, I will answer all questions. When you call in, I am answering all questions. I'm leaving no stone unturned. Okay. I'm leaving no stone unturned. Go ahead and call in. Call on in. Wish a nigga would said she was not going to participate in this one. She was busy. Listen, if y'all ain't got no more questions, we're gonna shut this thing on down. Does anybody have questions? If you got a question, call in. If you got a question on here, call on in. If you have a question, call in. All questions, call in. The number is on the screen. Any questions, call on in. Let's see here. The 4th of May. The 4th of May. The 4th of May is when we can expect a release date. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I guess we answered all of the questions. So I am signing out. Thank y'all for tuning in. No. I'm signing on out. Thank y'all for coming on up in here. Peace and be cool.